good afternoon. Welcome to this workshop, the workshop of the Gaintime project. And this project is being developed in one of our research centers. In Portuguese it is CIS, so this means the Research Center for Communication and Education. And within this research center we have three different groups. One group that deals with applied languages, another one with the specialized communication, and the third one with the innovation in education. So, and it is in this group of innovation and education that this European project appears. And now I'm going to give the floor to the person that is coordinating the Portuguese partner. So it is Professor Paula Peres. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to present the master model to Gaintime in your classroom. Is the name of this European project. I will talk about the context of this project, about the ongoing activities and the next steps. According to the document Supporting Teacher Educators for Better Learning Outcomes, one of the main goals of European Union is to encourage teachers to develop their pedagogical competences in order to improve the quality of the learning process, about learning in the school. Also, according to the Open Up Education, these documents underline the importance of development and availability of the open education resources. We know that 70% of teachers in Europe acknowledge the importance of lifelong learning and a specific training on teaching and learning methods through digital instruments. So, in order to reach these objectives, this project intends to develop a tool, internet tool, in order to improve the competence among teachers. Teachers should use information technology and also open educational resources. This project intends to develop tools for the professional development of teachers in order to make them able to create a creative classroom and games in education using open educational resources. It intends to take advantages of the potential of online contents and creates a class laboratories. What it means? It's possible to do different in our classroom. We can use our classroom time in order to promote discussions and not only to give information to the students. They can get this information outside the classroom, and then inside the classroom they can talk about the topics, they can discuss, they can do different kinds of activities. In this project we have different partners. We have 7 partners: Spain, Italy, United Kingdom, Bulgaria, Turkey, Portugal and Norway. This project started in 2014 and will end in 2016. The target group is the secondary teachers. In order to reach the objectives, we start trying to identify the main good practices related to creative classroom and educational games using ICT. What we have to do? We search on database of scientific papers, try to identify description of game learning and creative classroom, and at the same time we run an online questionnaire for teachers of secondary school. This questionnaire had 3 groups: the identification, degree obtained, area of knowledge, area of students, age and number of students per class, first group. Second one about the use of ICT classroom environments, use of LMS and the development of any educational games. And the last one about the flipped classroom. We ask teachers if they know what is the flipped classroom. The questionnaire was carried out at the beginning of 2015. We had 39 answers, 32 describe an implementation of creative classroom. The most teachers are from science and from ICT. As a result, we attest that teachers and students can have easy access to the internet. They are using tablets to access the internet. They use it in a regular way. Usually the classroom are equipped with the computers connected to the internet, and they are using a Moodle platform. Sometimes they also use the blogs, a help platform, iTunes, and so on. Many teachers describe the using of the platform as a way to share contents with the students. It's a repository of documents. Many times the use of Moodle platform is mandatory, and the majority of teachers refer having already developed educational game. 65 know what is a flipped classroom, and 28 have already implemented. The total amount of time of creative classroom can be from 19 minutes and 1 year. They are using creative classroom to implement a problem solving, creative communication strategies, creative writing, text analysis, project work, collaborative work, and so on. They use different kind of technology. We can see that they are using digital documents, Camtasia, PowerPoint, Audacity, Moodle, Facebook, and so on. To complement the results that we had in the questionnaire, we searched on scientific databases in order to find descriptions of creative classroom and game learning activities. We looked for 10 creative classroom and 10 educational games. Most of the papers are describing qualitative analysis. Teachers want to improve the creativity, but they refer that it's not easy to measure the results obtained. Creative classrooms are good to motivate students, to make them think differently. They are also good to create a good environment among teachers and students. Teachers also refer in the scientific papers that creative classrooms are good to promote the social constructivism. They said that they are effective, they help students to learn more, and teachers can improve his teaching competences. In general, teachers like this kind of activities. They are actively involved, but they need a prompt feedback. And sometimes it's not easy for a teacher to also give the prompt feedback. They also report some difficulties in managing time. It's easier when we have a class that starts at this point and ends at this point. But when we have to give support to your students outside classroom, you have to manage all this time. It's not an easy task. It was also possible to identify the main competences required to the teacher involved with the creative classroom, and the most referred was be creative. It's not easy to think in one activity, one learning activity that motivates students, that help them to achieve the objectives. Related to the competences for the students, the most referred was learn deeply. They learn in a different way. So, as a conclusion, this is an ongoing project. For now, we can say that the use of creative classroom strategies seems to improve, really to improve learning. Teachers refer that they are having a positive results. This is a motivation for the teacher to continue developing this kind of activities. Almost of students have internet access and feel motivated to participate in these kinds of activities. Now we are developing the handbook, the master model handbook. These documents have 8 chapters: creative classes, teacher innovators, flip methodology, design of a flip lesson, development of didactical contents in flipped, videos in flipped methodology, educational games in debriefing, and digital channels. We are now developing the handbook of the Gaintime project. This handbook will support the development of online course. When we finish this task, we will use the results to support the development of an online platform in order to help teachers to develop a flipped classroom in their schools. Thank you.